Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And there are a particular species of animal that are moving in a big way in Durban. And it's not the type of animal that you want. It's rats. And apparently the rat plague in Durban following the craziness that happened earlier this year is just out of control. Traders in the Durban city centre say their businesses and health have been affected by the huge rat population that has continued to grow because of uncollected rubbish on the streets. They say there has been an overall decline in business and tourism, while the conditions of buildings has also deteriorated. Areas popular with hawkers such as Warwick Junction Market, Mahatma Gandhi Precinct, Berea and Durban Workshop, taxi ranks as well as bus terminals have been most affected. Now, I'm going to show you some footage that I took way back in 2011 of Durban in the CBD, but quite close to the beachfront. And you can see how shocking the state of the buildings were even then. No wonder I'm on the Victoria Esplanade, and through there you can see the statue honouring Dick King, who saved Natal in 1847 when he had to ride all the way to Grahamstown on a horse. And it's still got some of these beautiful old trees and magnificent palm trees, and it's a stone's throw away from this beautiful Durban club that I've been talking about so much today. Which is now owned by Robert Mugabe. And as I said before, Cecil Rhodes and Churchill and the rest of the mob would be turning in their graves if they knew that today. But there you have it. And just to rub a bit of salt into the wounds, if you have a look over there, you'll see that it's no longer called the Durban Club, and this is a sign right outside the Durban Club. It's called the Durban Manor, after the Durban Manor Hotel, which is appalling inside. It's really just gone downhill big time. The only part of the Durban Club that remains with the members is that top floor. Basically everything you can see across the top from here is theirs, and a large percentage of the back, although about a third on the left-hand side of the picture. The back has now been taken over by the Mugabe mob. Downstairs belongs totally to Mugabe, so that is basically the only area that the Durban Club still retain. We're staying there at the Durban Manor at the back, which used to be part of the Durban Club. In fact, the parted curtains at the back is our room. I'm just a stone's throw from the beach, and in my youth this was a very popular area for European tourists, and some of these buildings you can see here in the background were at one time very popular holiday resorts. And if you look at the top of that building, for example, you can see that some of the old apartments are totally burnt out. You can see the windows are broken. You can see the shocking condition. What's happened is that squatters have taken over these buildings, and they're now people just living in there. They don't pay any rent. They're in shocking condition. You have to go no further than those two right at the top to see what's going on. But this is right in the middle of Durban, beside the beach. And I'm not going to stay here too long because it is a dangerous area. Hello. You can see these old hotels that are just being occupied and run down by squatters. And this is right on the beachfront of Durban. It's quite shocking. There are some which are still okay, I guess. This is the South Beach in Durban, and you can see it's lost its old heyday. It's now basically an African taxi rank. We find taxis everywhere around here. There's absolutely no Europeans around, except there is someone over there. That's the only person I've seen for a long while in this area. And those are the hotels that I used to stay in as a young boy.
right on the beachfront, but you can see they're not very occupied today. It's windy today, and thankfully the rain has disappeared a bit, and there is the old Durban beach down there. But very different to 30 years ago, I can promise you. This is near the top end of West Street in Durban, and you can see the African taxis are everywhere. That's looking down the main street, and this is quite typical now. Little shops, or whatever they call them, they've got their own little cover, and they go all the way through the city now. There's some more across the road, and this place is black. There's no white people here at all. No one, not one. And I'm getting back in the car again because it doesn't feel terribly safe. Deb's locked in the car, but I'm just roughing it out here in the open. This is Musgrave in Durban, and it's one of the last white outposts, you could say, near the inner part of Durban. It's very pretty. You can see the difference between this area here and the area that we were at earlier, near the beach. Houses are lovely, streets are kept clean, and it's just a lovely part of Durban. It's like the old Durban used to be. Sadly, it's no more. And of course the jacarandas are in flower, so we have these very pretty purple flowers, and when we get to Pietermaritzburg they're going to be even more beautiful, because the streets of Pietermaritzburg are just full of them.
Now, let's get back to the story. Pinky Nyatela, who trades at the Warwick Junction Market, said the number of rats had tripled since she began trading in 2016. There are more rats than usual, and they're becoming bigger. They are not scared of people, they look straight at you, she said. Health experts said the rat infestation posed a great risk which could explode if not brought under control. The city has been very good in dealing with this problem. Rats can spread over 35 diseases and carry a number of viruses through bacteria. If an infected rat comes into direct contact with a human through urine or droppings, it can spread diseases such as leptospira and even high fevers, said Dr. Sanil Singh, designated veterinarian at UKZN. eThekwini Municipality has started an investigation to evaluate the extent of the problem. Municipal spokesperson Masakwa Mayisela said, if an infestation is found, a team from the relevant unit will be deployed. He added that a survey would be conducted, and where an infestation was noted, poison bait would be applied to target the rodents until control was received. Well, good luck with that. Last year, the municipality said it had attended to 16,792 rat-infested sites. Sagrin Moodley, the manager at the municipality's Vector Control Health Unit, said rats multiplied rapidly, and one female rat could have up to 10 offspring in a litter. This week, the city said it would demolish 3 abandoned buildings on Wednesday as part of its bid to clean up and rejuvenate the CBD. Mayisela said court applications were underway for permission to demolish more abandoned buildings. 39 of the 80 bad buildings were in the Mahatma Gandhi precinct. Last year, the city announced it would take control of 3 dilapidated buildings in the city as part of its regeneration plan. West Point Lodge on Margaret Nsandi Avenue, Victoria Embankment, the Palm Beach Hotel on Gillespie Street, and the Durban Siemens Institute on Mahatma Gandhi Road. So there you go. If you're thinking of travelling to Durban as a tourist, good luck. You'll probably be partying with rats. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, ring the bell for updates, and have a great evening.